Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the wrestling and the review of the annual. This is our NXT Vengeance Day 2026 review, and I have to actually say when opening up this video, is there any doubt out in the clear disparity and quality between obviously NXT and the main Raw host? Or because right now NXT have got the main roster by the balls. This is an excellent NXT pay-per-view full of hardcore action and moments that we'll get into the build-up videos for the matches I thought are on point. Detailing some of these feuds. But to start us off, guys, we have obviously Jada Parker and Bill Aikman and the Raw Street Fight rules here. Um, um, obviously a very physical match. There's some nice candlesticks candlesticks, but all cinema actually good. Do you see that chair shots again? Very good. You had the return of Bill Aikman, the Rose Diamond spot. You had Bill Aikman, the Raw using, I don't know if it was an umbrella on a pink baseball, but on Parker. She then midway through the match had Parker in a crossface with the candlestick. She she also had a breakdown maneuver. You know how the move Jericho used to do with the face pull and maneuver, but she did it on candlestick. Jada Parker hit the Chira's false spot as well through the table. There was a table spot used earlier on in the match from both wrestlers, but that doesn't come into play till the second half of the match. But Bill Aikman and the Raw hits Jada's hypnotic uh, complete with the high step. Jada also hits her own hypnotic. The diamond spot, I think, is in play. So if it was a super pull, it was a super pull X right onto the diamond's fair pull to both for kind of taking that. Then Bill hits a gill armor shot DDT to Jada into the diamonds again and picks up the win for Parker. And I have to actually say both actually put their bodies on the line. Good levels of brawling and good levels of brawling from the outside. on the outside of the ring at one point. Bill Monroe had him, uh, or, and she threatened to use it and tried to hardcore. That was a cool spot. Um, so how into action here, right person on, and obviously I like and those ring here was the right. She kinda looked a bit like Anna off here a bit. Had that sort of vibe going on. Sean, Sean knows all about, Sean knows all about that part of the show. But yeah, she's a star, and I do expect this to be a rematch, probably standing to whatever. It went down really well, and yeah, credit to both women for that. Then we get Tony D'Angelo versus Dion Enoch, and this match again was kind of more hardcore based, even though it wasn't written in the stipulation. It starts off out in the parking lot, it starts off out in the parking lot, and the outside the performance, and or you have uh, you have Dion and Emma eaten by the cars and Tony D. And it kind of looks as though it's going to be an iron circle woman match. If you remember the iron circles, the appeal from 1999 between and Shamrock and Steve Bell action in what but in any case then the in the convertible shows up and it's a DI, so Enox is in the middle of beating up the DI, and and sneaks up Tony D'Angelo. The two start rolling and they go through the backstage area of the performance. Enter so many other everywhere, and D'Angelo manages to walk and darks and walk out darks. Eat the other two and Boss Sugar and Arise, I think. Arise get a fin. Um, I think it was a Arise get a fin anyway. So he pulls down a shot so Dark State are locked out so they can briefly continue the brawl. Dark State find their way back into the building. They join the brawl. OTM actually OTM actually show up when Dark State get the better of it, and help Tony D'Angelo and help Tony D'Angelo. Dark State and OTM can continue their brawl with Enox, and D'Angelo will continue their side of the bargain. The brawl all up until they get to the stage they bust through the bottom part of the stage. Um, obviously, obviously some more pincher or and that's his signature spine, but Star D'Angelo hits the fisherman's, but Oscar eventually gets the win, and I thought this match was exceptional again. Um, hopefully Tony D'Angelo reveals hope hopefully Tony D'Angelo reveals his next step now that he is taking a dark state and or revenge. I have to actually say this is Dion and next season is for and been I haven't always been singing Dark States praises on this channel, but Dion Lennox gave a good account of himself. He showed out here he laid all his cards on the table, as did Tony D. You get a nice involvement from the Arc State and exceptional match. This you couldn't ask for any more. Two great matches to kick us off here. You get a backstage interview with Zara Ivory her on asking OTM what was a motive for attacking Dark State. They said they want to put the Dark State on notice. I'm paraphrasing here because I'm not good at remembering promos, but they said the Dark State's been a main event for action and they've been revolving around to the main event, and that's where OTM believes they should be. Pricing in are very imposing as are darks. Um, I've always said OTM are kind of like more intimidating version of crime. I'm they've kind of lost a wee bit of personality now that Jada Park has been dispatched from them. Obviously, OTM are out in the are out on the shelf for a very extended period of time. So yeah, that added into that. Obviously Jada's got a lot of fire and personality about her. So enhanced OTM as I not having Jada part of that route. Now I'm not saying that OTM are bad, I'm just making that assumption. So they said that their offer isn't just for tonight about whipping ducks, it's ass it's every day and I'll stand and deliver. So that'll be Dark State's next feud. Will It could be something interesting, guys. They certainly did give a good account of themselves in the Brawl OTM and assistance to helping Tony D get the win. And as for Tony D, I will like the new presentation, the new theme music is actually pretty good and is similar to Dark States, but he's kind of more like a lone wolf sort of vigilante type character, Dark State on an attack. But yeah, you get the point. Very good match here. Then it's Izzy Dame versus Tatum actually for the NXT Women's North American Championship. You get a rundown of the interactions of the face to face. You get a recap of Izzy's betrayal of Tatum during the NXT Women's Tag. Now during the NXT Women's Championship story between Jessie Jane and Tatum passed away at home. In which kick started Jaycee's second reign as obviously as he lost Tatum her championship reign. Um so this was a revenge match and was pretty good. Tatum Paxson he actually hits Tatum Paxley actually hits Eddie Dame with her Dame over Sky High Powerbomb. It was done to perfection. Tatum um Tatum is a pretty good character and Izzy's pretty good in the ring also. You have years and you have Vans from the Cohen involved. Pretty good in the year for alls and action from both wrestlers. As I've said, you get Vans and you get Vans and you get Spears getting um involved. All Spears actually jumps up in the apron, holds Tatum back his arm, but then she's able to reverse it. She's able to reverse it. Um, as he tries to go over an attack, but she punches she punches years back off the apron, and as he tries to get involved the second time. Um, uh, but the first time he gets involved, as he hits the aim over Tatum, so then the second interference happens. Then Tatum takes advantage of the miscommunication, cemetery drive, and she beats Izzy for the NXT Women's North American Championship. I think that's a good feud, and or here another pretty good match. Again, both were and showed out like the first women's match. It was very good. Um, and also the Tony D and Dion Lennox match I thought was good as well. Then obviously, then obviously it's time for the NXT under around but between we'll have Ice and oh Annie Jordan. Now this is my favourite video hype hype of the night. You get a hold on down how this whole feud started. It showed on the crossover event with um DNA. If you remember, we covered the on the channel. Um, obviously, on any side did with um sided with Team TNA on the device Ike Santana um and um and you get a full breakdown of Kill Annie getting kicked out the walk room Kill Annie actually is in a sit down interview with the Howard I can't remember his name that um that's in the interview. She actually says in the sit down interview how come she was shown on Garata with and I hold the NXT X um tag team X Tag Team Championship power with my Sterling Kill Anna Kill Annie says she doesn't need a man to actually help her and the title she also or up the for she also brought up the fact that Ariana Grande is holds the TNA Knockouts Championship and she's been welcomed back into the or um so she feels she's been unfairly treated. She's obviously asked about a preparation of Shayna Baszler. Or, so yeah, she gives a few answers on that, and it's time for the NXT Underground Arch Killer. I need you all as out, as out, us, Sheikah comes out and she looks bad as as always with if an NXT underground guys as always with an NXT underground guys there's no open for all the only way to win is by no knockout technical no or out and submission. Um, so then you get Ice out, and she comes out for Triple A next tag team championship or for others that are inside or for others that are inside the commentators making of him being a black hell into I on the um so um so she hands her and then to begin the and as always with an underground match you have superstars from all over the performance enter or around the ring in both the Evolve and NXT were all the arena against them level uh, to make it work because so it's an underground type you it's a very good you have Annie Jordan how in the perfect heel here she goes after the arm a few times after a kill start from wall of ice with the X in the first wall has certainly got a lot of fire and passion in her performance, as does Killarney. The two then take out some of the so on the right hand side and continue the all on the outside or I need dashes more punishment to the arm. She then she then finds into Georgia with wool as as she says like what I'm doing to your daughter there's nothing you can do and basically he runs down her father in typical heel fashion, but Wool arms up the heat and and starts attacking her and gets the technical and gets the knock out and I'm actually really impressed with Annie Jordan changing it up, like adding a few submission moves. It was very good. She's really she's really improved a lot as a performer, and she's really get one on me. She's been she's been perfect since the heel because as a baby face sometimes she get the foul okay sometimes she get the foul okay and so like and she won the NXT women wins North American title win that one. A dumb match, horrible, and then that belt came across as a bit for but since the heel turn, she's still ever some great promos. She plays the whole sort of any vindictive heel perfecto. Eh, and yeah, good psychology with low as arm and you get and I really enjoyed it. Then you get to Avion Heights and Charwood and say and about uh chatting about old times. You get the offer item and then the decision and they say it's time to that child in accused the decision Charles he says he doesn't want to join he doesn't want to join up uh, um and he said but like your father's where you married to go you come from prestige um from prestige of the destiny to join us. But he said, nah, no, well, thanks, I'm good. Um, Avion suggests one night only reunion of the no Oscar catch or to team up against Exodus King in the off right and so that's um then you get um then you get MJ ACG um interrupting Robert Owens again announcement share on the fact that she beat so old um and 6 seconds. She runs down the fact that she's held both of the tier in a no or ouch champion champion NXT women's titles. Um, Shayna, Shayna runs down the fact that she's coming after the world titles in the main roster, and she's coming after the WrestleMania main event next year. Um, she runs down her history standing deliver. And it's all really good. Yeah, halfway to one floor. And so I thought she said she would have beaten the area if Soul didn't get involved. Out comes the area and a Soul's ex. He shot she she he's she she actually says to the ACR AC that's not how anime but she said had you beat for the majority of the match. Fallon, Henwood, and Dillon. any right interchangeable offset as area who can't get the job on outcomes all sheer ons down ACG and area fatal influence then get involved in Roberts on exit a triple for next to for um or Tuesday and no another as um and the another matches campaign heading into standing the ever are so then all three get into are all 8 to 1 film and help out AC Jane. They take out so when they take out the area JCG and left standing wasn't with her L a pretty good segment in here and give um, and enjoyable. And in the main event, eyes Joe Hendry retains against Ricky Saints, and I have to actually say, guys, it was it was a decent enough match. You had Ethan Page getting involved as it was hinted at earlier on in the night, but he actually helped. He actually tries to help Ricky. He says, Ricky, he says get the victory after Saints had a good amount of it and sin, but as soon as Hendry told him that's and Ethan came out and he ends up hosting Rick is against the championship or Rick he gets the started Juju hits the standing ovation on Saints and gets a victory on Hendry. This match was probably the most basic of the night. Obviously, obviously it was kind of obvious even with the involved, and I think that'll be the next feed on the NXT as I think say Ain't will turn on Ethan and actually on Ethan Baby Ace kid has been heel since he came into the company and Ain't is just on heel. So obviously that's the next avenue. I know they make it a triple threat first and until ever. But yeah, overall guys, I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10 for this pay-per-view. It was a lot better than a Elimination Chamber, and I'd have to actually say Shawn Michaels for um for WWE Chief Content Officer and Head of Creative. That has to be discussed internally because I think Triple H has ran out of steam. Shawn Michaels has a secret sauce here, and it reminded me of an old school sort of attitude. Either pay-per-view or what's a hardcore or what's a hardcore chasing stipulations. I really enjoyed that. That's my style of wrestling, and so I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. And what just like all J the story Ains heading in and you so yeah what's for the main number or stuff to think about, but NXT he pulled it out, and now it's over to NXT on Tuesday to decide the women's championship fate for standing the whoever who's gonna out champ what's for all out between Ethan Page and Rick Saints gonna be what's next for on Joe O'Henry, the Harps, the I know and but we'll find out. We'll find out in due course. So like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon.